What comes to your mind when you hear the word retirement? Do you feel too young to think about it or too old to worry about it? Welcome to Just World YouTube channel, where we talk about finance, personal development, travel, and community service. Thank you for clicking. Kindly watch to the end. In today's video, we're going to discuss a few tips on planning for your retirement. What is planning for your retirement? This is setting retirement income goals and actions, as well as decisions necessary to achieve those goals. Perhaps we can start by asking ourselves, what is a good retirement income? In my assessment, of course, there is no parameter as to what percentage it should be or how it is determined. Different people have different ways of determining their retirement income based on your goals and, of course, your income capacity at this point in life. So, a good retirement income perhaps would be considered as 80% of your gross pay just before you leave employment. Perhaps the other question would be, why 80%? You see, when you're not in employment, there are a few expenses that you'll not be incurring. And if you end up having to incur those expenses, they will be income generating. For instance, you will not be incurring your normal transport expenses to work like you have been incurring when you are in employment. If after your retirement you find yourself traveling, perhaps you're doing another job, or wherever you're going is going to generate income. There are a few expenses here and there that also reduce when you retire. However, there's a tendency of getting ailments due to old age. Maybe we can say human wear and tear. So you may find also your health expenses go up. So perhaps the transport that you're saving will go to medical expenses. But how can you cushion yourself from high medical bills in your old age? You can consider taking a health insurance. Usually they always advise you take your health insurance before you're 60, because most of the companies will not insure you after 60. But if you're already insured before you turn 60, then you're safe. I don't know why they have such restrictions. Of course, because of what I said, perhaps my thinking is because of what comes with body wear and tear. So here are some tips as to what I would consider when planning for retirement. The first thing is when to start planning. At the beginning, we asked ourselves, do you think you're too young when you have just started your employment and you're in your early 20s? Or do you feel like you're too old when you're almost getting to your retirement age and you have not planned for it? And what would you have to do about it? When you're in your 20s, you may say you have time. And if you make a decision early enough, then you start saving early enough. On the other hand, when you're in your close to your old age, to your retirement age, what would you do? Maybe you can comment down below if you have an idea of what someone can do. But my suggestion would be, now that you can start saving gradually, perhaps you can consider investing and generating income if you had not already done that. Before you consider whether you're too young or you're too old to start saving for your retirement, perhaps a decision to decide when you will retire. You can decide to retire early, you can decide to work until the recommended retirement age. So depending on the timeline that you have allocated yourself, it now guides as to when to start planning. Question to ask yourself is, when do you plan to retire? Kindly comment down below with your proposed retirement age, whether within the recommended age or you want to retire early. The next thing is, how much do you need to retire? Earlier in this video, we had mentioned of a proposed 80% of your gross. Perhaps based on your planning, you may have whichever percentage. Kindly comment down below if you already have a plan and what percentage are you working with, and what are you doing to improve it if your current financial position does not support your projected retirement income. We always say it is important to start early so that you can retire peacefully without undue pressure of the forthcoming retirement. The next thing is determining your retirement corpus, which means fund that you need to have put aside and saved by the end of your work life to receive an adequate pension for your retired life. This applies as to whether you're retiring early or at the retirement age. Next thing is choosing the best retirement plan for you. There are so many options right now in the market you may consider. Also, you can evaluate which other ways you can be able to save for your retirement. If you have a retirement plan, kindly comment down below, share with us, and let's see what people can consider investing in for their retirement. The next thing is calculating the future value of your current savings. Whatever saving plan that you have, if you calculate as per the date you have or the year you have set yourself to retire, will that money have grown to be able to sustain you at that point in life, or will you need to do something to improve on your finances to be able to meet your expenses when you retire? The next thing is selecting your retirement investments. It is important to plan and create an ideal portfolio, of course with the help of a financial planner, for your retirement fund. Have you ever taken time to think about your retirement? And if you have, what are you doing about it? Kindly comment down below as to what you're doing about your retirement and any tips that you may share with someone who is looking to start or grow their retirement portfolio. There is a time people used to say that children are a pension plan. Does it still apply today? Can you count on your children to help you during your old age? If you're currently your parents' pension plan and they're entirely relying on you to sustain them, kindly comment down below and let us know how you are managing your own expenses as well as running another home with these hard economic times. Kindly also comment down below the lessons that you have learned from being your parents' pension plan. Maybe another question we can ask ourselves: does pension planning only apply to those people who are in employment? In my opinion, it applies to both employed and self-employed. This is the reason. When you're retiring, it is because your body can no longer work as it used to, and therefore we all need the income which will sustain us when you're not able to work anymore. The big question is, Are you ready to retire? And if you're not ready, what are you doing about it? And if you have never thought about retirement, maybe it's about time you think about it and you start planning for it. The next thing is, what determines that you're now ready to retire? First thing would be you're financially prepared, that you can have your normal life without having your current source of income from employment or your main business if you're self-employed or an entrepreneur. Second thing is that you have eliminated debt. The third thing is that you have a plan for your emergencies in case they ever happen. Remember, all these emergencies are never planned for, so you need to always think ahead. Next is that you have a health insurance. As indicated earlier in the video, there is always the tendency of diseases cropping with the normal wear and tear of a human body. So you would really need the health insurance. Ensure you take before your retirement if you're retiring at the retirement age, to ensure that you're not locked out by the insurance companies. The next thing is that you have developed a social network. Remember, you have been used to a setup where there are people every day, whether in the office, in your business that is facing your clients and all that. So you really need to transition from now the client setup and with people that you can socialize with away from the business or the work area. The next thing is you require to have something else to do. You have always been busy doing your work, having your activities. Now you can't just go home and sit. You'll either get tired or you'll just be feeling useless because you have always been engaging yourself in productive activities. Thank you so much for watching this far. We really appreciate. If you're a subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. If you're new, kindly subscribe and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share, and leave a comment. We would like to introduce our new channel, Just Cuisine Kitchen channel. We'll strictly deal with recipes. Let us know which recipes you want to watch on the channel. Also, we will do baking. If you're a baker and you would like us to visit you, kindly reach out to us. We shall also do food reviews. If you have a restaurant, kindly also let us know. We shall also have food adventures during our travels and eating competition. If you'd like to participate, kindly let us know. Our handles are Just Cuisine Kitchen on all the social media pages.